Just moments before the world discovers how the groups will look for the biggest World Cup in history, FIFA drops a brand new ranking list that instantly changes the entire equation. Fans are excited, analysts are scrambling, and nations are holding their breath because this new ranking decides exactly which teams go into the top seeding pot for the 2026 FIFA World Cup. And yes, this ranking is what determines who gets an easier group and who gets thrown straight into the group of death. But that's not all. The main draw event, which will take place on December 5th at the iconic Kennedy Center in Washington, D.C., has another shocking headline. The President of the United States, Donald Trump, will be attending as a special guest. That announcement alone has already made global headlines and added even more spotlight to an already massive event. With the draw just around the corner, every football fan, from Europe to South America, from Africa to Asia, is desperately waiting to see how the path to glory will unfold. Now let's break down the new ranking, the top-seeded teams, the surprising drops, and the intense playoff battles that will determine the final lineup of the 48-team World Cup. FIFA's latest rankings confirm the elite teams placed in Pot 1, the top-seeded group where giants of world football gather. Leading the list is Spain, currently ranked number 1 in the world after their incredible resurgence. The defending World Cup champions Argentina also take a spot in Pot 1, alongside France, England, Portugal, Brazil, the Netherlands, Belgium, and Germany. These are the teams every nation hopes to avoid in the group stage, because facing any of them early means trouble. But there's more. Because the 2026 tournament is being co-hosted by the United States, Canada, and Mexico, all three host nations automatically receive a place in Pot 1, regardless of their ranking. This guarantees them a more favorable draw and avoids early clashes against the superpowers of football. However, not every football powerhouse received good news. The biggest shock in a new list is Croatia, the 2018 World Cup runners-up and 2022 semifinalists. Despite their consistent performances over the last two tournaments, Croatia has now slipped down into Pot 2, meaning they could potentially face a top giant like Spain, France, or Brazil right in the group stage. Football fans are already anticipating some blockbuster matchups. But the real chaos is not in the pots. It's in the race for the final 6 spots of the 2026 World Cup. According to the updated FIFA announcement, the highly anticipated World Cup playoffs will take place in March, and this time, the pressure is higher than ever. A total of 22 teams will battle for the last 6 tickets to the tournament. In the European region, 16 teams will compete for just 4 World Cup spots, setting the stage for some high-intensity knockout drama. And without question, the most talked-about team in this entire playoff is Italy. Yes, Italy, the 4-time world champions, the giants of world football, are once again in danger. Shockingly, they are at risk of missing the World Cup for the 3rd consecutive time. After the heartbreak of 2018 and the disaster of 2022, Italian fans are desperate to avoid another nightmare scenario. Their first playoff opponent will come from Pot 4, and many believe there's a real chance they could once again face North Macedonia, the same team that destroyed Italy's 2022 World Cup dreams with a historic upset. If that rematch happens, emotions will be sky high. Outside Europe, the Intercontinental playoffs will determine the final 2 spots. Here, 2 top-seeded nations, Iraq and Congo, are waiting in the final round. They will face the winners of the playoff semifinals to determine who earns the last World Cup tickets. The semifinal round will feature Bolivia, Jamaica, New Caledonia, and Suriname, making this one of the most unpredictable playoff paths in recent memory. All of this drama, tension, uncertainty, and excitement is building toward one massive night, the 2026 World Cup draw. With 48 teams, new matchups, new rivals, and global superstars preparing for football's biggest stage, the stakes have never been higher. As fans wait for the draw on December 5th, one thing is clear. The 2026 World Cup is shaping up to be the most unpredictable, most dramatic, and most unforgettable edition of the tournament ever held. And with FIFA's new ranking list shaking up the seedings, the entire world is ready for surprises, shockers, and historic moments. The countdown has begun, and the excitement is at its peak.